Cancer family, what is going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your weekly energy. So welcome. We sorry, I got a little muddled there. All right, let's realign, rebalance. I hope you guys are well. We just entered into Aries season. So this is a lot about focusing on ourselves, our own desires, our wants, our needs, etc. And how we're gonna bring those into reality. There's something that Spirit wants you to see. Like, it's actually a blessing in disguise is what I'm hearing. Like, you've actually been protected. Maybe this situation doesn't feel like that. Maybe you are longing for it to look or feel in a different way. But in reality, there's value, right? There is that silver lining. And sometimes we just need to find that, right? Easier said than done, 100%. I get it. Let's get into it, Cancer. Okay. So natural order, you know, it's funny, I was just thinking of this energy, maybe yesterday, but there is natural progression to everything, right? Like, you know, just as there is growth and evolution, so is there a way to kind of work out, hammer out the negative stuff, the things that we don't really want in our life. And I feel like what you are going through, what you're experiencing right now, Cancer, is really tapping into that energy. You might not feel like you're at your destination, the goal, the manifestation you had in mind. You might have even had something come in that felt like that, right? But Spirit is really showing you that, you know, not everything's meant to be. It's kind of that level of progression. You know, I always look at this as like when we get like tested in life, so to speak. If we're trying to walk away from something, if we're trying to leave it behind, we get tested. Like, Spirit is like, okay, is that really true? Is that really what you want? And that test comes via people, places, and things that really challenge, and it actually shows us where we need to grow a little bit more and places that we need to find support. And that's no shade to you. We all go through these things in life, 100%. What I love is this card is the energy of the number 3. So it does really talk about our community, our surroundings, like working with people who have the knowledge, who've maybe been down this path before. That's actually going to help you evolve a little bit more. And just not being too hard on yourself, right? Finding the inspiration through the mess, through the chaos, through the things that maybe you don't really want to live through. Unfortunately, that's life. I'm so sorry, Cancer. I know how that goes, right? Like, I think sometimes we want things to be in their perfect packages, and when they aren't, when we are challenged, when we are kind of pushed and pulled and there's tension, etc., it makes it really hard to believe that we are actually growing, evolving, we are actually getting to our destination, etc. Yeah, but you are. I love that. Your abundance is coming in, Cancer. It's like having that faith. And for some reason right now you don't, you know? I think because what I'm hearing is like things are probably looking way bleaker than what you had anticipated. It's not looking hopeful is what I mean by bleak. It's feeling like, I feel like you felt like you had what you wanted, and then it just showed itself to be not what you wanted. And again, that's a very humbling experience. It's very overwhelming. It's very difficult because it makes us feel like we're not doing things right. It makes us kind of self-protect. But again, you know, I've been saying this a lot in our weekly readings, there is value in the no's. No's are a blessing. It's the silver lining, to be honest, because it's like, it's actually protecting you from getting too involved in something that's like not fit for you. That's not for your highest and best. And I think sometimes, especially like water energy, we have to work on, not getting too attached. Finding a little bit more grounding and balance. We have 2 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. So finding more balance in our partnerships, in our relationships. Remembering that the extremes are actually showing us that it's too out of balance, you know? I mean, really, the nature of life is to be in balance, is to find harmony. And diversity, tension, it helps us grow, right? It helps us evolve, etc. It's not very fun. Excuse me, guys. Because something is starting over, it is starting fresh, but it's from this space of like, it's really hard, is what I'm hearing. It's kind of provoking a lot of feelings within you, and that makes a lot of sense, right? You know, but I mean, that's the blessing, right? You know it's transitioning. You know things are moving forward, probably in a more positive way. There's that 6 of Pentacles again. So 2 6s on the board, which is a lot about grounding, balance. Like 5 is the number of change. It's the tides turning. And then 6 is finding that level of stability within the change. That is the natural order, right? And I think it's like, again, 8 of Cups, walking away from the stuff that doesn't serve us. When we see people, places, and things acting and behaving in a certain way that doesn't vibe with who we are, that we don't really like that interaction, that's when we have to walk away. And I know that's easier said than done, right? Because we attach our ideas, our fantasies onto people, places, and things, how we want it to show up, etc. But it's not working for you right now, Cancer, and you know that. That 2 of Wands is the inability to find that harmony. And you're seeing it 100%. Whatever, whomever you're dealing with right now, it's showing you point blank. Like, this is who I am. This is how I operate. And that's the challenge, right? Because maybe you had them up on a pedestal. Maybe you thought the situation was perfect for you. Whatever it might be. But I think where it's getting you is it's making you feel left out, right? It's making you feel not good enough. It's making you feel like really down and out. And again, that kind of goes back to people's control mechanisms. They control us through the manipulation, through the gaslighting, that energy of, you know, you're nothing without me. I feel like this person or situation, it's pushed things forward. I usually like the Fortune Fairy, especially in this deck because it's so magical. But this thing that you're dealing with, person, situation, they're pissed is what I'm hearing. Yeah. They hate how, I feel like everything that they've held within them is finally erupting. And you don't know what to do with it. Like, I feel like you guys kind of had this status quo. Even if this is a situation, it's like, it's not falling apart per se, but it's getting really chaotic. It's like someone who's pushing for change, for things to be different, because they feel like they're the ones that has to hold everything together, right? And maybe that has been the dynamic of the relationship. But I feel like it's actually not true. And I think the thing that is challenging for you right now, Cancer, is seeing it from that diplomatic perspective. You're smart, you're intuitive, you know what's up, but you don't want to see it through that lens because it's painful. It actually means acknowledging that someone might be, you know, a POS. Because the choices that this person's situation is making is actually limiting them. Like I said, it's like, I feel like you're getting the brunt of something that's not even really yours. Yeah, there might be like aspects for you that, you know, you didn't do this or that or whatever, but they're very minimal is what I'm hearing. And I honestly hear this as Spirit is getting this out of the way so that you can tap into that abundance. The World, it's such a beautiful energy, right? It brings us pure abundance. It's completion. It is working through something in the, you know, in the way that like we're intended to do in life. Life is about growth and evolution. It's about overcoming our limitations. And that's the thing, is like you have that, you just have to see it. I feel like you're having a hard time seeing it because of whatever this person or situation is putting you through. It's making you sink more into your emotions, into your feelings. It's making you really kind of question yourself. And honestly, what I'm hearing too with this Page of Swords is like having a conversation would actually clear some of that up. Maybe you don't really want to know what they have to say because they are being an a-hole right now. But I think at the same time, if you feel, you know, strong enough to do so, it might be a worthy conversation to have because it's really going to shed a lot of light, a lot of clarity on what's actually happening. And I think that you know intuitively, again, you're a very intuitive sign. It's allowing you to open up more to your abundance. But I also don't want you to feel like you're blindsided because of lack of information. And that's what I'm hearing with this person. You know, they are not being completely honest. And that honesty is actually, or lack of honesty, I should say, is actually bringing in a lot of the confusion. It's making you conflicted about what you do want. But it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, you know, like, we can't rely, like, it's not giving yourself away. Emotionally, physically, etc. It's being a little bit more grounded in yourself, seeing things for what they actually are. Because when we don't, we end up kind of like fooling ourselves. And then it brings this element of like, well, I don't really know what to do with this. Like I said, if a door is closing, there is a reason. Maybe it's kind of like your last effort. You know, you're trying to hit the mark, that pie in the sky. But really, this is about your growth and your evolution, Cancer. Which I know, like, like boring, you know. But it is true, like, and it's beautiful because remember, what it's bringing for you is actually something that is more heart-honoring, that is more abundant. Like, it's crazy how often in life we attach to people, places, and things that really aren't for us. And so therefore they are going to be the learning lessons, right? We just have to acknowledge that within ourselves and then surrender. Surrender to what you know is happening. Because you do feel it, you do sense it. And your wishes are coming in, but I think at the same time, it's readjusting how you're looking at things and how you want it to move. So I hope this helps, Cancer. I'm sending you so much love and blessings. I know these situations aren't easy, but I also see that you are strong, you're powerful, you're intuitive, you got this 110%. Definitely big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I would love to build and grow the community. Thank you always for the love and support to the channel. I'm sending it back your way.